Welcome everybody to our acro yoga tutorial. My name is Steven.
And I'm Crystal.
And today we're going to do a beginner flow, so I hope you guys are ready to have some fun. If this is your first time, you ready?
And we're going to go over some foundational poses and transitions to help you get started in your practice.
Make sure you're warmed up, stretched out, and ready to have fun. Acro is pretty rad for me. It's special. I like it because it's like a puzzle that I'm doing with another person. It changed my life for sure. I don't know if it's going to change yours or not, but you're still going to have some fun today. What about you?
Yeah, it's brought so much positivity and great energy into my life, and it helps me feel like this inner kid. So we're excited to share this with you. If this is your first time, we're excited to be that introduction.
And when you're done, let us know. Send us a comment, like and subscribe, all those things.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
The first drill we're going to do is called plank on plank.
And this drill is great because it's going to show you how to stack your joints, which is where we have the most strength in acro yoga. So if we're bending our arms or bending our legs, we're using our muscles. But if we learn how to pour the weight over our joints, that's where we're going to be the strongest.
Right, so if you do it correctly, it's going to be relatively easy. If it's super hard, just realize we got to be a little smarter.
Smart.
Not harder. Okay, bases, we're going to start in our plank position. Shoulders directly over those hands, nice and tight. I want my feet not to be in too narrow, too wide. I want them just about shoulder width, but shoulder width of my flyer. I want to make sure that my hands are straight, arms are straight, elbows are straight. If I bend and do this, it's going to be tough. So the first one I'm just going to keep locked out and nice and solid.
Flyers. We're going to do a seat grip on the ankles. Placing one foot, so the top of my foot on the shoulder, finding the other side to match it in a plank. If I lean past my hands, this is really difficult to hold. So I want to make sure I'm finding my hands directly underneath my shoulders. To come down, one leg at a time, and stand up.
Alright, bases, we're going to start doing bird presses, then to bird. Fingers are going to wiggle down here, make sure my flyer's toes can touch my hands. I'm going to greet my feet to Crystal's hips. The bottom of my heel is going to be at the upper thigh, and then the arch is right on the hip there. Everybody's a little different. Play around with it, make sure that the flyer is comfortable as well as the base. Talk it out, y'all figure it out. So from here, Crystal's going to lean in just a bit, so now I've got her weight in my legs. She's relatively balanced onto me, but we're not going to lift her up just yet. I'm going to accept my flyer in, hold her there for a second, and then press her back out. I don't want to press her too hard. I still want weight in my feet here, and I'm going to do it again. As I'm doing this, I'm not just doing a leg press for the sake of leg press. I'm actually building trust with my flyer all the same. Give me one more. Boom, and boom. Crystal doesn't just pull off of me, I'm actually pushing her. She's waiting for this to happen, and it's awesome. Now we're going to fly up into bird. Take her in. As we go here, my hands are out, fingers are out, crystals are forward. I'm going to have her all the way in here, and I'm not actually going to press her up yet. I'm just going to hold this balance. When I press her up, I keep my leg here perpendicular to the ground as I press up, keep that balance. If she's feeling a little bit unstable or you guys feeling weird about, talk it out. You guys got this. All right, guys, so to come down from this one, I've got strong arms, lower her down. I don't just give up here because her feet are on the ground. I still do that leg press to make sure she's up. Not too hard, don't want to kick her over. Then she gets her balance. Solid.
Okay, flyers. So standing close enough to our base so they can touch our toes. I'm going to lean in with my hips, so I want to stay nice and tall instead of hinging here at the hips. This is really tempting to do. Everyone does this stuff for the first time. So I'm going to stay nice and tall, lean in with the hips, my fingers face forward. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. And then my arms go straight. So I'm not doing any of the work, I'm not jumping on my base. I'm literally letting them lift me and do all the work for me. Once we're here in bird, it's nice to have a little arch. Oh, don't disconnect. You didn't see that. We want to have a little arch in our back, and that just makes it it a nice position, almost like lotus. Yeah.
Right.
To come down, keep your arms nice and strong. The base again is going to do all the work. And find your feet to the ground.
Okay, bases, next thing we've got is foot to shin. I'm gonna lift these shins up. This is basically an extension of the ground. This is another platform for Crystal to stand on. So from here I got this tight. I'm gonna connect with her hands and my C-grip outside. And then she places the foot on the shin. I'm keeping these nice and tight, like extended metal canes would be. That's how strong I wanna be to make sure she feels secure. From here, I've got a connection with her feet just to know that she can trust me, but I'm super low here. I'm keeping my knees in right at her shoulder width. I'm gonna extend out to my 90 degrees, roughly, making sure that we're still connected and feeling good about it. Feels good. I'm gonna come back down to my comfortable position here, raise my strong metal canes up, connect with my flyer, let her come down. That's gonna be her driven, but I'm gonna be strong so she feels secure in all of her movements.
All right, flyers. To make it easier to load in, I'm gonna press weight into my hands so I can make myself lighter. When I'm finding my connection, I want my toes pretty close to the knee and my foot to be parallel with the shin. Press to the arms, find the other foot connection, and then if you feel good here, slowly start to stand. And as soon as I stand, I want to squeeze my abs, squeeze my glutes, my hands by my side, and I'm not balancing. I'm letting Steven do all the balance for me. I'm also squeezing my legs in so that we're not going out wide. We want to keep nice shoulder width distance. I'm holding my shape as he lifts. It's also important to pour your weight into your toes and not your heels. If I pour my weight in my heels, it makes Steven feel like his shins. He has to do even more work to keep them lifted. Come back to the hands. He's giving me strong arms again so I can press into those arms to step down one at a time. Don't jump off your base, they don't like it.
Alright guys, next one we're going to do is thrown. So in this one I'm going to get really crunchy and really squeezy up here, but it's going to help us out in the end. So Crystal's going to come over here, turning around. I'm going to grab her ankles here, and if you see, I'm actually going to squeeze all the way down to grab the foot. As I get the ankles and she sits back, I keep here. It's very instinct to go this way, but I really want to drive my legs and my hands here over my stack. As I adjust and push her up, I'm stacked directly over my hips. If you can see, that line looks pretty good, I like it. Crystal's sitting up there like a chair, she's not balancing because I'm balancing. As we come back down, I reconnect with those ankles. I sink down into my little ball just as much, and I let go of these ankles as she comes up. I don't just let it go. I make sure she gets her balance back before I disconnect.
Okay, flyers, we're gonna make ear muffs. So we're gonna stand right by our base's ears, facing the opposite direction. Once I feel the feet on the butt, I can sit backwards. So it's really important that I don't just sit straight down because this makes it really difficult for our base, plus their face is right there. So we want to lean back when we sit, allowing the base to lift us, bend the knees, and place your hands on your knees. And we are in throne. So while I'm up here, I'm not trying to balance. I'm just holding my shape, holding it pretty thrown, and then letting the base do all the work. To come down, find my feet back to the ears, and stand straight up.
Alright bases, next we're going to work our transitions. We're going to start from our bird, go into foot to shin. So, do all the things. She leans in, connect those hands, stacked directly over my hips. And right before we're going to get into this transition, we're going to make sure that we're both solid on this. So I'm going to remove this foot. Hopefully you can see it. It's actually removed. You can tell for now, but on this first one, we're only going to remove it just a baby bit, just in case. Got to be safe. Try our other side. And test this one. She's pretty solid. I think we're good for this transition. So on this one, I trust her enough to lift this all the way down. I'm giving my strong cane arms here, assisting her up. She's doing a great job here, so I'm going to adjust it out, keeping those legs parallel, solid, accept it back in. She's still got her balance. Give those strong kangaroo arms back to her, and then Crystal's gonna drive us back to the ground.
Alright, flyers, so we're gonna start in bird. We've done this already, keeping a strong, straight body, coming in, straight arms, nice arch in the back. So in order for the base, allow the base to move his foot, first he's gonna let me know which side, so it's giving me a wiggle, a squeeze, whatever lets us know. I'm gonna push into the hand that he takes the foot off to keep my hip lifted. If I let my hip follow, he won't be able to remove that foot. So I have to push into that hand to really keep that hip lifted. Same thing on the other side. It's also a really good core workout. Alright, so now coming into foot to shin. Waiting for my base, pushing through that arm, driving my knee into my chest, finding toe connection to the knee, so we want a good placement. Then I'm going to push through my arms to get the second side. If I feel good, I can stand nice and straight, keep everything tight, finding lifted. And then to come down, strong hand connection, keep strong arms, push through those arms to step down one at a time.
All right, bases, now we're gonna go through all three: bird, foot to shin, and then throne. I'm gonna help you guys out with that one along the way. I connect with my flyer, nice and strong arms, accept that weight in, push it up to my stack. From here, I get my 3 points, make sure we're still good. Bring that shin down, nice and strong with those arms to give her something to push off of. And then we're connected here. I can go to my pretty, I go back down. From here, I'm actually gonna really support these ankles. Now, as I flex my feet back, that's going to be where I'm greeting Crystal's thumb here. As I push up with my feet, I'm still giving a lot of security with these ankles. And now we're connected with her thumb, with my feet that were flexed. And now I can transition here to our throne position, making our stack just the same. On the way back, transition to ankles. Put her feet on the ground, open up, make sure that she's balanced before you let her go completely.
Okay, flyers, so now we're going to do the whole thing, bird, foot to shin, to throne. Again, strong body, find your bird, tuck that knee in, come into foot to shin. Stand nice and tall and straight, stay tight, doing the pretty. Okay, so this is the only part we haven't done yet. I can feel Stephen giving me good support on my ankles, so I feel nice and secure. As I start to sit back, bring my hands to my knees, and then I feel his feet there so I can sit all the way back into my throne. It's important that I don't sit back too soon, because then I'll beat Stephen and he won't have time to straighten his feet. So we're working together to find that position. And come down.
Alright guys, thank you guys for checking out our acro intro beginner tutorial. I hope you guys had a good time today, but now we're at the extra credit portion. Instead of just finishing off, what we're going to do is try to rock this whole flow in reverse. So, from our throne, we're going to go up to our shins.
I can feel him giving me really good support so I can stand straight up.
I'm going to go to the pretty because bonus points, it's extra credit, why not?
Find hand connection.
It's nice and strong, guys.
Kick the foot away, so now I can't reach the foot until I bend my
There it is.
leg.
Yeah. Then we go back into our bird, prove that we got it, connect,
Come down.
have fun.
Thanks for joining us for this beginner flow.
It was a beginner flow, but we do have other flows and videos of advanced caliber, intermediate caliber, all the fun stuff.
And you'll start to notice in acro yoga that all the small details really make a huge difference. So keep going at it, keep practicing.
Yeah, today was a foundational class with so much more detail than I could have even imagined.
Yeah.
And we could talk about this stuff for days at a time and still have more things to say about it, so.
Yeah. And even as being like advanced practitioners, like the foundations are super important, and it's really good to keep coming back to the base of everything.
She just called me advanced, that's pretty cool. I do appreciate that. But like, comment, subscribe, all of the things, we appreciate it. Hope you guys had fun today, and then you keep on playing.
And we'll see you next time.